Hi, my name's Kate Lynch. Healthy, happy yoga. And if you breathe, you belong here. Even though Brooklyn is my home, I feel a deep connection to this land, this ground, to this green. And I feel a deep connection and presence with you. I wanted to offer a little process that I like to do when I'm feeling strong emotion. And we often use these practices for when we're experiencing challenging emotions, feelings that aren't given much of a place or voice in our culture. So because they're not given much space and much voice in our culture, they get kind of dug deep and embedded and layered on top with shame or repression. And often, just like when we're pushing anything away, it starts to have a bigger impact on us, right? If we start to push something away or someone away, they might kind of try and get closer and chase us a little. I don't know if you've ever had that experience. But it's the same with feelings. So if we really don't want to acknowledge our anger, right? And people who practice yoga and meditation do get angry. Our longing, our sadness, our fear, which often is underlying anger. Fear of disconnection, which can be underlying a sense of loneliness. I could go on, I'm sure. You can add your own feeling in the first step in this process of rain. And I hope it doesn't rain as I'm mentioning rain. The first process is recognize. So as you're here with me in this beautiful place, maybe you can allow yourself to recognize one thing that you're feeling. Maybe it's one thing that you haven't really let yourself acknowledge that you're feeling. Right? And be with that. Name it. So it can help to trust that we will be seen and accepted in our wholeness, right? And that others experience these strong emotions. In fact, we all do from time to time. And we all desire happiness. So once you've recognized a feeling and given it a name, you can settle into that. And the next is acknowledging or accepting this feeling. So really breathe into it and notice any resistance. And see if for just right now you could be with whatever it is, whatever that feeling is. Look it straight on instead of looking away, just for right now. And then we'll begin to investigate a little deeper. So you might start by noticing if this emotion is having any resonance in your body, any place where it's landing in your body. And what you could do is scan, internally scan and notice if there's a place in your body, right, that feels like it's affected by that feeling. And I don't know where it is for you, only you know that. But you might place a hand there, wherever there is for you. And if you're not acknowledging any or noticing any sensation in your body associated with this feeling, that's absolutely fine. You can take a full breath. Just be with what the feeling is bringing up. You might investigate where this is coming from. And if it's not a physical sensation, it might be coming from a memory. It might be a recent memory, or it might be an old memory. It may even be ancestral. And let your own inner voice come through here. And as you trust that you're seen, you're held in your wholeness with this feeling, and whatever meaning you're attaching to it, you still belong here. Investigate, be curious. Be a little bit of a detective to see where this is coming from. How deep is it? And what meaning are you attaching to it? And is that really true? Whatever story is around this feeling, and whatever meaning you're giving it, or judgment you're layering on top of it, is that really true? Is there evidence of that? Be an investigator. So next we'll go through the final step of rain. So we've recognized, we've accepted, we've investigated, and now, my favorite, we're going to nurture. So as you have your hand in that place, wherever it is for you, or if your hands are by your side, that's also fine. You can start to ask that part of you, really kindly, as if you were speaking to your best friend, your beloved, your most cherished one. What do you need? And listen for the answer. So ask this part of you what it needs. Treating yourself with as much kindness as you would your best friend, or your pet, or your child, or someone that you just cherish unconditionally. Turn that love, that nurturing on yourself. What do you need? What does this part of you need, this feeling? I can't answer this part for you, but I know you can. And when that answer comes through, that voice, that thought, can you turn it into a word or a phrase that resonates with you, that feels nurturing, nourishing, supportive of your truth, without pushing anything away, without spiritually bypassing, pretending that all is love and light, right? Because we all know that's a load of crap. There is suffering in this world, and each of us is part of it. Some of us have more than others, for sure, and some of us can handle less and handle more. So be with whatever it is that's coming up for you right now, and be with it as you would sit with your beloved if they were really suffering. So tell yourself, right, kindly, that word or phrase that is nourishing and nurturing for you. And finally, after the rain, that sense of cleansing, of clearing. Who are you when nothing's wrong? And who can you bring in to express gratitude towards? Who in your life supports you, holds you, sees you as this whole being? Not just a part of you, not just a sanitized version of yourself, but you with all your prickly edges, all your dark shadows and corners, all your cobwebs, your skeletons. We all have them. Who sees you and holds you? Not despite those challenges, but inclusive of and because of exactly who you are in your wholeness. Thank them. Thank yourself for seeing all of you, for being unafraid to go through this process of rain and be curious, inquisitive, nurturing, loving towards yourself. Be willing. And it doesn't matter how many times you need to continue to go through this process, and there might be layers, right? Something comes up, a judgment. Go back and start it again. And then a commitment. What can you commit to? What is your calling, your work in this world that you know energizes you, that you're passionate about? And when you serve, when you do this work, it helps you and you feel, yes, this is it, this is right. If you're doing one thing, it's great. Do it unflinchingly, because we need all of us. We need all of us to be showing up in our wholeness, seeing this world the same way, right? There are rough edges. There's darkness. It's not pretty. We pretend it's all birds and butterflies and green grass and trees and flowers. It's part of it. But the shadows and the mosquitoes, the rain clouds that attacked today, all of those things are necessary to create a sense of wholeness, to create this world that is not just one thing. It's three-dimensional. And there's a lot of suffering. So how can you relieve that suffering? All beings desire happiness. All beings experience suffering. Our work is just to do our part. Thank you. Be well. Remember, if you breathe, you belong here.